Hello everybody, this is extension of the previous discussion we had about Agile and JIRA. We discussed why Agile, we discussed why JIRA and the similar concepts of JIRA. So this is what we discussed. The terminologies of Agile projects. It's a collection of issues. Issues can be bugs, those are defects, stories, or it can be a task, any task. Issues, we know issues are the similar pieces of task, the units which is assigned with related to any defects. It can be any new requirement, any change request, so that is issue. Workflow is how the transitions are going on for that issue. Is it in to do, it is in progress, it is closed, in that format. Search is any criteria which we are searching. Say there are drop downs, so we have reporter, we have assignee, we have the status, so those are basic search. Advanced search is JQL queries, wherein we can have multiple combinations of search and we can get the results of the issues. Dashboard, it is a graphical format, a collection of reports that is used for analysis and the insights. Now let's come to JIRA glossary. This will be effective when we are actually creating the issues. So now an epic is having a topmost hierarchy. Say now your new year is arriving, so our epic is organization of a new year party. So there are various tasks which are assigned, so those are the stories. Okay, we can tell it is a story. One story is related to shopping the party, like we can have some raw materials for the cooking. One is a subtask or the task of the story. The other task is gift for the guest. So that is one story wherein we are going for the shopping part. Second story is decorating the house. Now we have got everything, we have shop. Now we have to first is decorating, putting a gift tree. That is one of the tasks in that story. Second task is painting the exterior area, or you can put some combinations, some matches just to decorate the pieces. Okay, third story will be cooking for the guest. So in that also there are two tasks. Cooking has cutting and cleaning the kitchen as well. So one will be cutting, chopping vegetables, fruits, everything related to that. Another will be actually cooking and cleaning the kitchen area, the kitchen counter. So that is how the story. So the bird eye view, the eagle view, which is a new year party organization. Within that we have stories at a mid level. After that we have at the task level. There are more classifications of the task. Within task also you can have the subtask. Okay, but to this level, basically it's to this level only, and then we can move it forward. Okay. Now let's start with the actual creation in JIRA. So JIRA, as I told, it is an open source. It's a free tool. You can get it from the Google itself. When you type JIRA tool free login, you can get it there, and you can just do login to have only the user access, and you can start creating on your own. So this is also, I have just installed a free demo, a free sign up for might be 30 days and so. So it is project creation and team creation, which is a very first and foremost thing we can do. So create a project. Here you can see to the right, you can enter your project name and you can enter the project type. Project type, now as I said, there are two methods. It can be Scrum, it can be Kanban. So it is Scrum. Okay, so project type. Here we can add the project details. So we have add project details. Project 1, it can be named. It can be called as PROG. Then the template is Scrum. We can have Kanban, we can have Scrum. So basically Scrum is something which is now more into picture. Type, it is company organized. Okay, which will have all the related projects, which can be cross projects. We can view the other details as well. Now we have created the project, we have to create the team in this. So we can see the up ribbon over here. Here you have the logo, JIRA software. This is the hamburger menu. Here to the extreme left. Then you have the project 1, named as Proj Based. Okay. Then you have your filters. We will learn about filters later on. Dashboards we'll learn later on. People is a team we can create. We can invite a teammate or we can create a team. Okay. Apps we can check later. And this is create. Create is for creating issue, bug, story. Okay. So now we can have a creation of team. Create a new team. Team name. Invite people. You can invite up to 50 people at once. Creation of a team. So project is created, team is created. Now, the heart of JIRA is issue. Create issue is the heart of JIRA. This is everything which will be following up. Okay. So create issue in JIRA. This is, as I said, it's the heart of JIRA. Okay. So you can see to the left here, we have various components which are used during the creation of JIRA. To the right, there is a screen which depicts that how create issue screen is shown. So you have project, within what you have to create, issue type. As I told, it can be a story, it can be a task, it can be bug, or it can be epic. Okay. Now, project. When you go to the list, it's project name, issue type, it can be epic, story, or a bug. You have to select the epic as it maintains the hierarchy. Okay. Summary can be a title. Title as good as a business analyst, I want to shop for the party so that I can organize a New Year event. Okay. Description, you can say what all things you want. I want something to decorate my house. I want something to get the raw materials for cooking purpose. Okay. And many more, whatever you can add. Fixed version is wherein you're actually trying to have a version so that when you improvise it, you can change it. Version 1, 2, whatever it is, or you can put a date wise. It can be like that. Next is priority, how it is, critical, low, medium, how that is priority. Labels are to distinguish and search issues. Like I can have a label. Say now as it is a New Year party event, so I can have a label like this story is belonging to decoration. Sorry, it is shopping the party. So this is having for the shopping of raw materials for cooking. So the label raw materials or cooking materials. Another issue we can create with a label, say mentioning as raw materials for house, one's for cooking, one's for house. We can have attachments like many other any list if you want to add, like decoration of home, what you all need. You need a you want to decorate it with a Christmas tree, you want a Christmas tree, or you want to have some small gift items on the tree, you want some lightings. You can have that entire shopping list as an attachment that will go in the attachment. Then you can have linked issues. Now what next is linked issues. Linked issues, like if it relates to some other epic or it relates to some other duplicate. This is actually when you have, when the story is closed, you can say closed, or it is to be cloned, then you can say that this one more story is related to that. Okay, like how we give a relation, it is related to that. You can have duplicate, you can clone it, you can block it. Okay, if there are two assignees suppose, and one can block this, one can start the other thing, it is something based on that. Assignee who will be actually working on this issue. Sprint, it falls under which sprint? 1, 2, 3. Scrum team, which team is actually working on it. Now see, say there are 4 to 5 teams which are working, so this will be handled by the team which is allocated for actually doing the shopping part. Other team is doing the cooking part. Okay. Original estimate, how much we think it will be taking time to do the same, week, days, hours. Basically, some perform only with the story points. Remaining estimate, it is how much is remaining to resolve it. Okay, so original estimate and remaining estimate. So these are all the components which are required to fill while creating. Okay, so we could see a list of issues here having these three summary as the details. Assignees, reporter, assignee who will be actually working on it, status, whether it is done, in progress, to do, resolutions, and the created date time. These are the columns which are related to create issue and which we have done during the time of creation. Here up we have the filter line like project, type, it can be issue, it can be bug or story, status, assignee. These are the filters. Here we could see there are two types, basic and JQL. So when we click on it, it acts as a toggle. If we click on basic toggle, basic filter will be activated as now it is basic. When we click on JQL, it will be the JQL query. Okay. So here we have the list view. This is list view, detail view. This is what is we are actually seeing the list view. Okay, so this is all about consolidate issues which are available in the related UI which we mentioned during the creation of the issue. Now this is view issue workflow. When we click on the status, we have a workflow view workflow. Okay, here we have to do, done, in progress. This is how it will start moving. So far there are three status. It is depending on the admin. If there are some more status, we can actually go for it. Okay, need to know these two things as well. It also is populated in some of the versions, votes and watchers. What is votes? Votes means managers can vote for this issue. It is something similar to priority if there are more votes. So developers have to pick this first. Okay, then the other things. Second is watchers. Watchers is we can have a name here. We can add a watcher as a test lead. Say we are adding a name of the test lead here. So if there is any update or any activity which is being done here, it will be as an email notification which will be sent to the team lead. Say any comment is added, any other detailing is added, so that is watchers. We can add watcher name, it can be team lead name, it can be manager name at a higher level, just to understand that yes, there is something happening in this issue. Okay, okay, so next we have is work log in the issue. Now we have created an issue, there are assignees, there is reporter, now it is all set. Now we have to log our works. Okay, that means for how long we'll be doing it. So we can click on the work log, we have the story points which are assigned. Now we just have to do the estimation, like we say it requires 2 days. Okay, so we can go to log work and start putting our log or start putting our timing in it. If I click on work log, this will be something UI which will be opened. So original time we already have, it is 2 days. We can time spent 1 day. We can mention it here. But there is auto time tracking which is enabled from the admin perspective. So we can come to know that how much time is remaining and how much time is completed. We can also find this in the activity section where we have like all the comments, the history and the work log. Okay, so basically it also depends on the story points. Like if there is one story point which is a story which is coming up recently, we are quoting it as 5. Later on we can come to know this other story number 2, which is similar to that, we can quote it the same, or it is harder than that, we can quote it 8 or 30. So it all depends on how actually development team and testing team actually rates that issue as. Okay, so this is what we do in work log issue, which will be helpful in creating the charts moving forward after the closure of the JIRA issues. This, as I mentioned, time tracking. If I have to say 3 days, so it will show 1 day logged, 2 day remaining. Okay, the time when it is logged. Any other comments, if we need to update, we can update it. So this is how we do the time tracking. Next, we'll be learning about filters. Now, as I mentioned, there are two: basic filter and JQL filter. So basic filter, we have here as project, type, status, assign. This is a basic filter. Okay, click on those, we'll get the details accordingly. Other one we have is a JQL query. Okay, now this is something like project equal to the name, reporter equal to current user, and resolution unresolved order by created is a column, created date, descending format. So here when we click on JQL, this is how a tab will be opened. We have to enter the query here, click on the search, and we get the results as required at the bottom. So here we can see reporter is current user, that is reporter is Jaswinder. Resolution is unresolved, and we have the date format. Okay, clicking on the filter, save filter, we can also save this filter moving ahead. Instead of writing the entire query, we can directly connect for the filters which are already saved. So this is a JQL query. Now there are date operators we can have in the query. We have in operators. Okay, when we have to find multiple data elements like status, we have want to check for in progress and for done as well. So we have in operator. Similarly, we can have not in also, equal to, not equal to, even that also. Now, wildcard or wildcard operators, like which is like, now we don't know the entire summary, but I know yes, there is a summary which has certain word like cooking. Okay, then I can put summary, the field name, the column name, and the tilde sign. This sign is meaning contains or likes cooking. Okay, if you know only cook but you don't know the other things, you can put it as percent, keep it in a quote, that is also fine, and you can get the output. Date operators, less than, greater than, 1 day ago. Okay, last view for January month, last view for a particular date month. All these are the date operators. There are many more, but basically which we actually use are these ones. Okay. After this, we come to create sprint. Now we have all ready items in our backlog. We have issues, we have the story points, we have estimated it, we have started the estimates, we have done, everything is done. Now it's actually time to take it into the sprint as a sprint backlog. Okay. So here we go to the issue section again, the backlog section now. First we were into issues, which is a collection of all the bugs, user stories and all. Now we can navigate to backlog. In backlog, we have the 3 issues which were already there. When we click on create sprint, okay, here we have version V1, V1, V1. This is epic, like New Year party, New Year party. The assignees, the project, the priorities, the story points. Okay, and create sprint button. If we click on create sprint, next is it will start, will have a start sprint. Okay, also we can drag and drop. As soon as we click on create sprint, there will be a new block like proj sprint 1, which is a name which we provided. We can drag and drop the issues there, or we can actually take it from the creation of sprint, or we can do drag and drop from backlog, any which ways. Then we can click on start sprint, which is here at the top. So as soon as we do start sprint, okay, so it says that issues will be included in the sprint, those 2 issues, sprint name, the duration of the sprint, 10 days, start date, end date. Okay, sprint goal. If PO wants to mention any particular vision goal, we can mention it over here. So basically it is a 10 working day in the sprint. So this is start to end date. After moving to start sprint, let's navigate to active sprints. So this is how we started from issues. We went to the backlog. Once everything is decided, take it to the sprint as an active sprint. This is actually the board, the project board. Here we have to do, in progress, and done. So we can see what are in to do, what is in progress, and what is in done. So this is a JIRA board. Now we are in active sprint board. Okay. So we can do drag and drop. We can move it in progress. We can move it in to do. When we are doing this, there is a insights button. When we click on it, we can actually come to know the sprint progress. This may vary from version to version. As I already mentioned, this is a free version, so we have the insights form of it, and down we have the sprint burn down. Let's go to the insights first. Insights says that 33% is done, 67 is in progress. You could see 2 user stories are in progress, and this is 33 which is done. Okay. Sprint burn down. Sprint burn down says that there are 5 points which are given to each. So 10 points is in progress and 5 are uh, in the done state. Okay. So this is how it is. This is how it is shown. Okay. Knowing more about the charts, we'll have the last session. Okay, here we have sprint insights, and so just to give a quick summary, we went to issues, we created a bulk of issues, we had that issues list, the consolidate list, then we went to backlog wherein we estimated everything. We started creation of a sprint. We entered all the sprint start and end details, and then we went to active sprint. Now when our sprint is complete, now we have the last section, that is reports and the dashboards. Okay, so that is the last session which will be completed during the next part of the PPT which will be shared. So this completes the end of this agenda of the video. Thank you.